My chapter in The Power of Partnership is about a partnership experience I had as an undergraduate my senior year of college, where I met an astrophysicist, and I was terrified because I have no physics background and actually have had really scary physics experiences. But I was partnered with him sort of randomly, and we were set to work together for a whole semester to think about his course, which was a sort of entryway to astrophysics and the astrophysics minor. And so I went to his class and I observed, and I got really excited about the work he was doing. And one of the first conversations we had was about underrepresented students in physics and the ways that physics as a field or as a discipline really has a history of being dominated by white men. And we see that in many spaces, but we see that especially in hard sciences and places like physics. And we thought together, what can we do to interrupt that pattern? And even if there is a majority of white male students in this class, which there was, how can we make space for a diversity of voices and still make it an inclusive educational space for people? And I started classroom mapping and drawing how people spoke to each other in the class. And Deshika, my faculty partner, started doing a flipped classroom structure so that students could be working together really collaboratively in the classroom to think of each other as partners in the learning process and as collaborators and scientists together. And that created an environment where students did feel really empowered to speak up and ask questions and share their learning and feel like experts in this new space. And so the chapter is a reflection that the two of us do together about what it was like to work together, and the ways that some of the principles of us working together also reflected the principles we held for the class. And so those principles include things like being transparent with one another or with everyone, being affirmative or using affirmation as a tool for sort of guiding how we think about work together, making space for mistakes and risks, and making a space where it's okay to be wrong about something, and affirming that for each other and knowing that it's sort of messy and sometimes confusing and that we won't get it right all the time, and that's actually a good part of learning. So it's been really amazing to reconnect with him after 4 years and reflect with that space and think, wow, this is something that actually continues to influence us even now. And we were only supposed to work together for one semester, but we worked together for a whole year, and it's been a really powerful part of my educational experience, reflecting on what a welcoming and sincere and just really thoughtful person Deshika is, and it gave me a new understanding of what STEM could look like, which is wonderful.